Welcome to Shakespeare's Coffee Break, my friends, the daily show discussing all that is best in life over coffee. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I am on my coffee break. In fact, I can prove it right now. That is some good internet audio right there. Well done. Now, I hope that you enjoyed yesterday's pre-recorded talk with special author Dan Wenzel, author of the amazing book Escape from the Past. It's a superhero murder mystery. I'm assuming it's amazing, even though I have not yet read it, because I've read several of his other books, and they are just wonderful. And Dan Wenzel, you're welcome back on the show anytime. Shakespeare loves you. And of course, go listen to his podcast series with the Seat of Our Pants Players. They are doing radio dramas for you. And I forgot to bring up that we are live! Yes, Shakespeare. Oh, wrong, live banner. Yes, that's Friday's one. Live, Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Yes, yeah, this one I'll use on Friday, the shameless self-promotion happy hour, that one. But this is the one for today, Shakespeare's Coffee Break, because we are live. And today's guest is so very live. He is extra live. He is one of the largest and most alive personalities that you will ever find at a Renaissance festival or anywhere else that you may come across him. He is a co-owner of the New Jersey Renaissance Faire, of the former action reality martial arts, now full circle martial arts, and he is a lord of adventure. Lords and ladies, friends, binary, non-binary, everybody join me in welcoming Mr. T.J. Miller!
Hi! How's it going?
Oh, we love you!
Actually, we had another name change. We had another name change at the martial arts school.
You had another name change?
It did. It's the Ludus Academy of Martial Arts now.
Ludus Academy of Martial Arts. Why do you keep changing the name? I just changed it in my brain.
Yeah. Well, when we were action reality martial arts, it actually was going to be action reality martial arts. It was about, 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Me and two guys, Rob Kakanya and Dave Mason, started doing summer camp action movie camps for kids, and we would record them doing lightsaber fights. Yes. And Rob's film company was called Digital Reality Films.
Yes, so, I remember this quite.
As a second, a second business for me, because I owned Combined Forces Martial Arts at the time, I started calling it Action Reality Martial Arts to kind of go along with the Digital Reality Films thing, and then that never went anywhere from there. So Action Reality Martial Arts stuck until we opened the school. We opened as Full Circle Mixed Martial Arts, and then we found out there's another Full Circle Martial Arts about 20 minutes from here. And we
no!
So, and I've always wanted to call something the Ludus, because I think it's a great name. It means
what is Ludus?
It means like school in ancient Latin, and it was the place where gladiators used to train. So if you ever watched Spartacus, they were at the Ludus Batiatus.
I have not watched Spartacus because I've heard it is more than a little bit naughty.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yes. However, I have watched more times than I care to admit Gladiator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that place where the gladiators train is a ludus.
Now we know, and we learned something today.
Which is awesome.
La. So, T.J. Miller, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, buddy. As I think some people know, we started playing D&D with Paula Garbanzo last Sunday.
I know, awesome. Nat 21 Adventures.
Yes, sir. It's like the favorite part of my week now. I love playing D&D with you guys. We're brothers.
I love having you as my older brother.
I know, and you're my brother, and it's great.
We are dwarves, lords and ladies. Right. We are dwarves.
Which is great. We each have beards we wear.
Oh, the great beards. And mine, I spent most of the last episode, which was our first episode, braiding my beard.
That was awesome. Your beard coming so nicely since we were children, brother.
Oh, thank you, brother. It's so great. That's not how I talk at all.
I don't know. It's all right. We're not there. We don't have to be on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're vaguely Scottish.
Yep.
Possibly Welsh. No one knows. and since those countries don't exist in our D&D world, who's to say?
It's the Dwarven dialect.
It really is.
Whatever we do.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Yeah, so you should join TJ and I for Nat 21 Adventures. It is a 4-hour long role-playing game where D&D may happen occasionally. We might roll some dice, because what is better than rolling a natural 20 than a natural 21? But you can join us on Facebook over at Nat 21 Adventures, and also on Twitch at Paolo Garbanzo's channel. So at Paolo Garbanzo on Twitch. So go find that. But you have your hands in so many fires right now, and I hope you're not burning it off, because it's a lot of fires.
Actually, I'm doing so much less right now than I have been for the past 10 years.
Really?
Well, since we had to cancel New Jersey Renaissance Fair for this year.
And that was very sad, but I think you made an ethical choice.
Yeah, it had to. I mean, just from a business standpoint, I mean, I think you've probably seen some of the posts about the one fair that was trying to open.
Yeah, Avalon Festival down in
Right.
Texas.
And I mean, the feedback they were getting was not pleasant.
No.
And that was the thing I said for us, for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, for anybody worried about it, we are definitely coming back in 2021. A really bad business decision for us would have been to try to open and have a bad year.
Yes, it really would have been.
For the fair itself, I mean, for me, financially, it's not great because I get paid by the fair to do the work. But for the fair itself, it's not going to really change much for us to not open. Like we kind of had the same financial situation. It would be a different story if we had a really bad year last year, but because we had a really good year last year, financially for the fair, there's no worry of us shutting down because we didn't do this season. But again, if we tried to open and wound up having a bad year, that's what would have been business bad. Plus, I mean, we care about the people who work for us and stuff too, so I don't want them to get sick.
And beyond that, beyond having a bad year, even people getting sick, if they got sick at the festival, and because so many of the performers and the vendors perform at so many festivals throughout the region or even across the country, that each person could become a vector for contamination all over the place, and that's just bad business right there.
Well, it's like it's bad morals as a human to try to do that,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main decision is those people like you, for example, and the independents who work for us and the vendors and our cast, like they're my family, and the patrons who come there every year. We know a ton of those people. So it really is very hard because I know that the Ren Fair is a big outlet for a lot of people, emotionally. And it was really hard on a lot of our cast members that we didn't open, but
yeah.
It's kind of like the governor said, like the fact that we're not opening is really bad, but the disease, if you get it, is death. So
yeah, indeed.
It's not as bad as death, right?
No. And here's the thing. Theatre has been shut down before because of plague many times in the Shakespeare era. And it will happen again. That's just the sad truth of it. We've had a very good 100 plagueless year run, a very rare run in the course of human events, that we have not had to shut everything down.
Right.
And in many ways, yes, sadly, this will be the lost year. But it is a year where we're also going to be able to improve, hopefully, this industry quite specifically, but many other industries, because we are seeing how things can actually work, and how people can be taken care of, and then also bring back to our universe how to get entertainment that is engaging and interactive with our fan bases in a safe way, and then in a way that will also translate back and forth across the various medium. So whether we're doing it this way or again in person where we can touch each other, but we're not going to touch each other because Shakespeare's going to be freaked out for at least the first 6 weeks of performing live again.
Well, what you said too, it applies because the main thing that I'm doing with my time right now is I'm doing online classes for my martial arts students, and I've taken 3 years worth of videos that I have on my online academy, and I've organized them because we travel around the country, and when I go to various fairs, I'll have 3 or 4 people who I train when I'm there, and then I leave and they can't train for the rest of the year. So I started my online classes for them, basically. But it was about the beginning of February is when we opened our martial arts school here. And so we had about a month before we had to shut down, And so advice I give people now when they want to open a martial arts dojo is, okay, don't do it 3 weeks before a pandemic.
Yeah, that's my advice for also going into business as an independent entertainer. Make sure it doesn't happen the year of plague when you have to be on the road. Right. So don't do that. I mean, it's just good advice.
But all of my friends who own martial arts schools, like, as this thing was ramping up, we were all talking about, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to shut down? And I was, we all were just sanitizing stuff for, a week there when we didn't know what was going to happen. And now everybody's really trying to, really up in their game on the whole online stuff. I have a full schedule. I teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do an 8 a.m. class. I do every night, Monday to Thursday. I do a live class for adults. I do a parent-child class at 11 o'clock on Wednesday in the morning. So yeah, and I've been keeping it up. We had students of the month for March and April, based on people who've been, training with us online, and people who've been helping out the school and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're learning how to really spread this out. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep some kind of online classes going once we get reopened, have a camera set up so people who aren't here can train with us remotely, because I've reached a lot of people doing it, which is really cool.
That is exactly how I feel with both this show, which started because of this pandemic, but also the social distancing players, which for anybody watching who doesn't know, and I'd be quite surprised at this point if you don't know about it.
I know.
You were in the very first one.
I was in it. I was in one.
I know, you're amazing. Social distancing players, which is our every 3-week show of internet adaptations of my Ren Fair stage shows. That started because of this pandemic, but because we're doing it on weeknights around 7 o'clock, so that young children can also watch it along with the family, because they are family-friendly shows. That's going to keep going even once we get back to reality. We're going to keep doing this because it's just a fun thing, and then we can also use it as an advertising platform for all of the entertainers, saying, oh, by the way, TJ Miller is going to be at the Connecticut Renaissance Fair this weekend. Shakespeare is going to be in Louisiana, and so, because we still don't have to be in the same space to physically do it. But then once we are able to be back in the same spaces, we can do special evening live readings for a paid public there. So we're creating new models, and I think it is beautiful and amazing.
Yeah. Well, and we also know, there's probably stuff with that too. I see with the martial arts stuff, I got people in Louisiana who are enjoying my classes right now. And it's the same thing with the Ren Fair. Like, if we had a way, all our fans in Louisiana when the Jersey Renaissance Fair is going on, if we had some way to live feed a Shakespeare show,
yes,
we can watch it along, and then we can all be together more throughout the year. Because I don't know if you feel this too, but I got a lot of really close friends, that I have in all these different places. And, usually at the way things are right now, I see them for 6 weeks of the year,
Yes.
working.
And I've had a very similar thing with that as well. And for the last year, at least one show per weekend, Wi-Fi or cellular signal permitting, I broadcast the show on my phone to the internet through this Facebook page. And I'll have people in Louisiana watching my show in New Jersey, people in Connecticut watching my show in Louisiana, and so on. And it's just a wonderful, glorious community that is constantly being built and reinforced. But on that note, we're going to have to take a break to pay some bills, because my friends, I know, pay the bills with our sponsor, because my friends, today's show is brought to you by Hill Storage and Rigging Company. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, no job too large or too small. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing your equipment is in skilled and experienced hands, with services from our machine movers and erectors in Middletown, Pennsylvania. Established in 1967, Hill Storage and Rigging Company is a family-owned and operated full-service millwright serving industries in the Mid-Atlantic states and beyond. They are a woman-owned small business. You can contact them at 717-944-7676, 717-944-7676, or visit them online, hillrigging.com, for machinery movers, millwright, storage, and more. And special thanks to Hill Storage and Rigging for being our sponsor here on the show. If you would like to advertise here on Shakespeare's, I hit the wrong button. If you would like to advertise here on Shakespeare's Coffee Break, you can. It's amazing. It's very simple. You simply send me an email at shakespeareapproves.com. And look, I actually added it. I continually forget to add my email right there. But Shakespeare at shakespeareapproves.com, you can email me in order to advertise here on the show. But now, let's get back to our amazing interview with our guest, the lovely, talented, and delightful Mr. TJ Miller.
Thanks. You're helping my self-esteem today, buddy. I'm like, woo.
That's what we're here for. We're here to build up, not tear down.
I'm awesome.
So let's talk. Speaking of awesome, you are one half of the Lords of Adventure. Your token.
Correct. Actually,
let me see if I got it right.
What's that?
I was gonna say. Let me see if I get it right. The token 2-man sword fighting show, the kind that you would find at an outdoor festival show.
No.
Oh, I got it wrong, darn.
Token 2-man comedy sword fighting show that you would find at an outdoor festival show.
Oh, I left out comedy. Sorry.
Yeah, there's air quotes in there too. It's token 2-man comedy sword fighting show that you would find at an outdoor festival show.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
I just always hear it with lots of hyphens in there.
Well, there's, just so you know, I don't even know. Like, I'm not really even half anymore because we got a lot of twin brothers now. We have other guys who do the show. We got Randy Smooth, Nicholas Nice, Arthur Daring. We have Joshua Stupendous, who was our first ever. He's our first ever civilian Lord of Adventure. We made him a Lord of Adventure, and he's never done a show. He's a guy we know. Joshua Stupendous. We have Will Passion, Alex Quick, Buck Naked. We don't let him go out anywhere. But yeah, we got a whole crew now. So
oh my god.
I'm like 1/8 maybe.
1/8 of the Lords of Adventure.
I've been
one of the original brothers.
Yeah, me and Jack Bold. That's my brother, my good friend John Williams, and we've actually been playing some Dungeons and Dragons with him as well. So,
oh my god, we're gonna have to bring him in as a guest player at some point. Yeah,
absolutely. I got to work up the show with Frank because Frank, who is Will Passion, he lives in my house. So, but the problem is right now he is currently doing the same track in the show that I am. So I got to retrain him to do John's part because he's been doing mine. So once that happens, though, then I have a ready-made Lord of Adventure team, and we can record stuff and, not just talk squirrels all the time, which we've been doing.
I would say you should also do incredibly cheesy stunt filming of you swing the sword, and then on his camera at his house, John slings the sword.
Yeah,
and we add in. Ting ting ting! But
oh my god! I just realized we got to do one of those challenges, but like with all the Lords of Adventure, where we like punch him and then he staggers back and swings a sword or something.
Someone else does a dive roll.
Yeah.
I love this. We're gonna make this happen.
It's pretty sweet.
So you have your hands in all sorts of things.
I do.
I mean. You're a martial arts teacher. You are a writer. You've written, 2 books now?
I did. I have a book called The Same Way Home, which is about mourning and death. And then John Williams and we wrote The Adventurer's Handbook, which is basically like a pocket guide to living a life of adventure in your daily lives. If you want copies of either one of them, you can get them at lordsofadventure.com through deep in the heart of the Amazon. It will kindle your interest.
Oh, that was clever.
Adventure. I forgot. I'm not in character. I don't have to not know what those things are right now.
No. Yeah, get it on Amazon.
I have so many different time periods that I have characters in.
Like Colt Derringer.
Colt Derringer, lawman, United States Bureau of Investigations. He's usually set in about the time in 1925, which is a dark time in our history because that's shortly after the extinction of the noble passenger pigeon.
What?
I love that you think that's funny, Mr. Shakespeare.
I'm more just flabbergasted than anything else.
That noble bird.
Oh my goodness! And you do murder mysteries. How often do the murder mysteries feature Colt Derringer, lawman?
Most of the time, I tend to be the detective, and he's kind of getting a. I have a Facebook page for him as well. If you just look up Colt Derringer, lawman on Facebook, you'll find him. But I usually do like some live videos, like during the shows with Colt Derringer, and he's getting enough of a fan base. It's my favorite character to play, Colt Derringer, because when I'm in it, I have all those stupid sayings, Some of them mean something and some of them just don't, like, it's like a suspension bridge over a 24-hour Amway convention, So, but when I'm in character and I do it a lot, like I can just throw those out. Like it gets crazy. But I also have a whole list. I got like 5 pages of those that I keep in my pocket. So sometimes during the show, I'll go backstage and like get a couple good ones and then go out and be ready with them, out there. So
this is amazing. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, is Winston the waterfowl coming on? Oh no, it's a cup of coffee.
Right. Winston is here in the room though.
I can hear him. Yes.
Also, I have Shelly Buttons is here too because she's
and Shelly's going to be on next week. I'm very excited to have Shelly on. I'm frankly more excited about talking to you about Shelly being on than actually having you on the show.
I don't blame you at all. She started doing aerial silks classes here at the Ludus, and then we shut down. So tonight, basically throughout this whole quarantine thing, like we've been in each other's presence the whole time anyway. So on my Wednesday night classes, which are at 5:30, if anybody's around, you want to see that 5:30 Eastern time, we're going to be doing a martial arts class right here behind this wall behind me. And on Wednesdays, I do stuff. Most of my classes are solo, but on Wednesdays, I have a partner so I can kind of explain things. And Shelly's been training a lot. She actually wants to do like an MMA fight. So we've been sparring. Yeah, I had like a Charlie horse in my leg for 3 days because her kicks are getting real good. I'm getting beat up.
That is fantastic. Awesome. Well, you are a man of many talents, and I know that you also have a heart out here. So, lords and ladies, if you want to find out more about the amazing and talented TJ Miller, please go to actionjkd.com, lordsofadventure.com, njrenfair.com. If you want to take live classes, go to facebook.com/actionjkd. And also, you need in your life Sir Pistachio, or rather, Baron Sir
Pistachio sweeps Bane the Chaotic. Knight of the tiny picnic table of Mount Holly and of Arendelle.
So please take a few moments and tell us about Baron Sir Pistachio before we go.
So Baron Sir Pistachio is this squirrel who comes up and eats right outside my kitchen window in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And my roommate Alex realized that he came up and did that, so we started putting seeds out. And he started showing up, and so we started recording them. And then I started getting all these memes of these people who made little picnic tables for their squirrels. So I made a picnic table and attached it to the fence that he comes out and hangs out on. You can see it in the picture right there. That's actually what it is. And he's got his little glass of water jug there. It says pistachio porter on it. That's water, just so you know. And
yes, we're not feeding the squirrels beer.
And no, it's just water. It's Adam's ale. And our good friend Desiree DePaulo Ramick, who plays Queen Elsa sometimes, she was online, and I got it in my head that I wanted to get him knighted. So she knighted him. And then our good friend Katie Horahan, who plays the Duchess of Northumberland, she made him a baron. So he is now Baron Sir Pistachio. And he sweeps Bane, just so you know, actually, because one of my martial arts students, a guy named Cody, is an actual chimney sweep. And apparently, when you're a chimney sweep, you have a lot of problems with squirrels.
Oh, so he is the Bane of chimney sweeps.
He is. He's Sweeps Bane, the chaotic, because he's chaotic.
Well,
chaotic good. He's chaotic good, but
Yeah.
you know, he goes his own path.
I feel like I need to give him a title at some point too. I mean, just to jump on this train. I mean, I'm not really sure what I could do other than like make him a patron of the arts or something.
Yeah, dude, it'd be awesome. He's collecting titles. Andy Pritikin of Liberty Lake is going to be giving him a title soon because Pistachio has more gigs than we do, dude. He was on.
I believe it.
He was on Liberty Lake's Friday Assembly last week with a message for the campers.
I've never been on Liberty Lake's Friday Assembly.
Neither have I. Neither have I.
That's just not fair.
Shelley has. Shelley has.
Oh, goodness. Well, go to facebook.com Sir Pistachio to learn more about Baron Sir Pistachio, along with everything else that TJ Miller is doing. TJ, thank you so very much. And you are part of my #Fair family as well. So
yeah, you too, buddy. I love you, man. And thank you for having me on. You are always one of my favorite people to watch perform. And I'm always happy to support anything you're doing. So
thank you. Thank you. And the feeling is very mutual. And I will see you Sunday if I don't talk to you before then.
Yes, we will, brother. We'll find out what's going on with these undead.
Yeah, that's right. We will.
And I'll try to convert you to the truth of Jesus.
No, brother. I'm just going to keep praying to my ancestors the way we've always done. I think that's the voice I was using right there.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So I will see you. All right, my friend. And now, friends, thank you so very much for joining us here on Shakespeare's Coffee Break. And again, we were live here today. I'm Shakespeare, and this has been my coffee break. A couple of announcements. Tonight at 7 p.m., I will be taking part in the Sonnet Slam for the... I'll be taking part in the Sonnet Slam for the Zenith Players. You can go to facebook.com/Zenith Players for more information. That's going to be at 7 o'clock tonight. It is also a fundraiser for Feeding America, so please go check that out. And the link, the Indiegogo campaign for the May 13th show of Julius Caesar, Beware the Ides of March of the Penguins, put on by my social distancing players, starring Paolo Garbanzo as Mark Antony, that is live, and you can go to that. That link is in the show notes as well. If you've enjoyed this show half as much as I've enjoyed performing it, I've obviously enjoyed it twice as much as you did, and that's called math. Now, friends, whatever you feel today's show is worth, a 1, a 5, a 10, for a 50, you can be in the next show, Julius Caesar, Beware the Ides of March of the Penguins. Throw it into my hat, and by hat, I mean coffee. Buy me a cup of coffee. Go to coffee.com/Shakespeare, ko-fi.com/Shakespeare, or become a patron of the show and go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Shakespeare. I just hit my 40th Patreon member, and that is amazing. You get some special benefits over there. Some of the episodes of this show available as a podcast. You get the digital edition of Julius Caesar, Beware the Ides of March of the Penguins as a comic book. You get my album, Are You There, God? It's me, Shakespeare, and several other things. And if all of you want to get those items, you can go to shakespeareapproves.com/store for the album, for the comic book, and for some wonderful things like t-shirts and fluffy kitten love grenades and out-damn spot removers. So special thanks again to TJ Miller, a lord of adventure. He is amazing and wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, TJ. Woohoo!
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day.
Yes, you too. And friends, that is all the time we have. Thanks very much for spending part of your day with me. I hope that this show is able to serve as an anchor to normalcy for you, whatever normalcy might mean during these crazy and trying times. And as we start to maybe open back up ever so slowly and carefully, I hope that you will always take care for your own personal safety. Don't just rush out into things because we've been cooped up, but do it safely, do it smartly. Wear a mask if you have to, maintain social distance. Don't give a hug or a high five even though you want to. Give this. It means peace and long life. Live long and prosper. So give the Vulcan salute. So friends, I love you, you love me. This mutual glorious affection. Bye-bye now. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.